Alright, to anybody watching, this is going to be something of a walkthrough played at Neuromancy difficulty. It's not a full walkthrough though, it's mostly just that I see a lot of people in the Discord asking for tips on how to do Neuromancy, saying that Neuromancy has a lot of challenge in it that's just really, really difficult to overcome. So I want to make this quick walkthrough to kind of show, at the very least, my thought process on how to get through Neuromancy. We are going to do a full run, we're going to go through all 4 biomes, we're going to beat Liz, and I'm going to explain sort of my thought process the whole time. This is going to be on Soldier, but if there's anything that is applicable in here to you, feel free to do it. So first of all, we'll go play. I'm going to do slave slot number 2, and I'll show you why when I get into it. So the reason I'm going to do save slot number 2 is that my Deadlink hub here actually does not have everything unlocked, because there's some things that I don't actually like to get on Soldier. So we are going to unlock all of these. And we're going to go to it. So we're going to do Soldier, we're going to do Neuromancy, and we're going to hop right in. So the very first thing that we need to think about when we're doing our build is we're going to try to think about picking things that have good uptime. That is to say, things you get to use a lot. An example of things with bad uptime might be those implants that you have to trigger a C-ball, and then every weak point hit counts as a, like it gives the enemy toxic. That's like a lot of things you have to do to get uptime on that. Let's take a look at this guy first off. So right off the bat, I'm really liking the look of this one over here. The reason I'm liking it is because this is a semi-decent one, and this guy down here is a ton of damage on shotgun. This guy over here, he's kind of okay. He has a nice weapon upgrade. This is pretty good. We can check what our secondary weapon is going to be before we pick over here, so I think we'll do that. This one I'm not really interested in at all. The shotgun is nice, but I don't really care for grip wire. I don't really care for this either. The shotgun is nice. I don't care for this. I don't care for this. Let's take a look at what our heavy weapon is going to be. So we can take the matter converter, which actually does make that middle, the middle perk seem a lot nicer. So I think we'll probably end up taking that middle one, which had the Scrambler deals damage equal to 50% of your skill power. We're not going to build into this at all, which is a little bit frustrating. Taking this wouldn't be bad. It is a tough choice here. I think that I'd like to take this though, just because I think it's a lot of damage right off the bat, and we can mix and match it with that nice matter converter we just saw. So let's take this. We'll put this here because grip wire has less cooldown, and we'll take the matter converter. Let's break these bottles to get some money that we can spend.
Hello, I am monitoring you today. Just don't tell Romika. Which button do I... good luck!
So what you're going to see me doing a lot when I play on Soldier is something called punch canceling. So if you look at how fast you can shoot the shotgun, it's quite slow. If you look at how fast you can shoot the shotgun with a punch thrown in there, it's much faster. So we're going to be doing that to get as much damage out as possible on enemies. It doesn't really work on matter converter because it fires quite quickly. Let's go. So we're going to be going in and trying to mark as many enemies as possible. Getting some weird frame drops. And you can tell I don't play with Matter Converter very often because I keep trying to do that punch, even though Matter Converter both does not have a low fire rate and has a wind-up time. So I'm wasting time with that punch. Alright, one guy left, and we're going to get him with the Scrambler and shoot him. Alright, let's go take a look at our info. So, immediately I'm being intrigued by this. This is actually really, really great. It's going to just be a generically good implant. It's always going to help us out. So why don't we grab this implant right here. We'll throw it on here, and let's get moving. No NPCs for upgrading, so we're just going straight to the next area. We'll have to deal with geishas now. Seeing any geishas yet. For sumos, what you saw me do right there was I actually just used one of my abilities that kind of stuns him, and then walked around behind him and shot him in his big yellow behind. And it's that simple. Alright, we want to go for the shell upgrade here, because even though I'm kind of built to do other things right now, if I ever can get a hold of the Gripwire Reconstructor shell upgrade, I'm always going to take it. So we don't see it here. I am going to use my rerolls on this door. Still not seeing it. And here it is. So this is going to give us a ton of extra ability. We'll actually be able to focus less on this and more on this now. Let's talk to Rutger. We have a lot of experience. I usually, when I gamble at Rutger, go up until he says about 700 for cost, and then keep going. But it looks like you can probably go to about 1,000. Alright, wow, max shield loss, that's tough. But Neuro Boost was quite good, and we got the max shields back. Let's see. Ooh, that was close. Nice, nice. We're already at full shield. Oh, max HP, that's good. And I think we can call that it. Oh, nice! Nice! I'm quite happy about that. Alright, so now that we have Gripwire Reconstructor, the game changes just a little bit for us. It's going to be less about sharking out, and instead now we're just going to do stuff like this. So I'm still doing that shoot-punch thing, just to make sure I'm getting those kills in. There are times where our reset will fail, because we just could not get the guy down. There's a geisha in there. She's down. Where are we going next? Here. Alright. Okay, so we could choose to level this guy up a little bit here. It's not a huge level up though. Actually, we can check what the level ups I'll do. This one kind of has boring level ups. We don't really care about critical hits either. What we do like is this guy over here. He's going to go great with our grip wire ability. So we're going to move this out of here. We're going to throw grip wire in here. What this is going to allow us to do now is just put more damage into our shotgun. And this is kind of the way you need to think when you're doing builds in this game. You always want to be taking what's good for your build in the moment and not what might be good down the line. You'll rarely, if ever, see me look at things and go, yeah, but what will happen when I get to like Femto or something? Like, can I pick up the other like piece of Exodia for this build? Right? That's not a good way to figure out the game. It's better to just sort of get stuff done at the time, and then the synergy will happen if it happens, and if it doesn't, at least you'll have a build made up of things that work with it at the time. Basically, don't aim for future synergies if you can pick present synergies. This is a tough one. Normally I'd think maybe go for Neural Boost, but because we did get Gripwire Reconstructor, I just want to get as much nice stuff on the shotgun as possible. So we're going to go here and we're going to take Electric. Fire rate and reload don't help us out too much. Done. Okay, let's say what our next implant is. Marksman Override, a lot of people really like this. I personally don't love it, but it can be quite strong. Basically, if you break a C-ball, you can get, if you level it up, just an obscene amount of damage at level 4. And even at level 1, it's not terrible, especially since that first shot is always going to deal critical damage. We obviously don't care about that as much as we have Horizon's Promoter, but it does combo with Horizon's Promoter with critical damage. We're going to take it. And it's going to go down here. And it's just a nice to have now if we end up breaking some C-balls. Survive. Oh, this will be an easy room. Let's just break a bunch of balls. Oh, if I see a heavy weapons one, I'm definitely going to be getting rid of this gun because I'm just having a very difficult time using it. Let's take the challenge room. We do not have Bloodshot currently, so it doesn't matter that we are going to get full health. So neither of these are interesting to me at all. This is actually really good if you're doing a corrosion build, but until you can get that corrosion build going, I wouldn't take it. This is one of those weak point ones I was talking about where there's just so much you need to do to actually use it. It's not worth taking. And this one is just more damage for longer time. We might as well level it up. Oh, Rutger. Not Rutger. Walter White. So this is a pretty obvious choice. We have Gripwire Reconstructor. We're going to take a shot. Before we take it, though, I just want to see if I can snapshot anything. I can't, unfortunately. So we're just going to take it. Now, we're not going to get any credits for 5 rooms, unfortunately, but we don't really need credits. We already have 540, which is more than enough. So I can already tell, because this room is full of normal enemies, and some geishas, that this is going to be the geisha boss. So all we do is we clear out the heavies until the geisha spawns. There she is. And then we're just going to lay into her with all of our abilities, all of our weapons. She should go down pretty fast. I don't know where she is. Oh, we got her down. That's right. Okay, one enemy left. Okay. Moving on. Smart bullets, completely useless for us. Femto recharger, not really useful for us either right now. I'm actually going to use my final reroll here. I don't really mind using rerolls early in the game. You're either going to use them up early in the game or you're going to use them up late in the game. You might as well just use them up when you can. We got the same thing, which doesn't help us too much. This is not. This is actually not terrible. It could be pretty good against Liz, but I think I prefer to go more damage focused, more damage forward. So I'm going to take this. We might even end up increasing our secondary at some point. So who knows? It'll be good. Let's talk to Chuck. We've got 49 tokens, so we're going to level up some stuff. Great level up. Great level up. Great level up. Pretty good level up. We'll do one more. Pretty good level up. That's enough. Alright, we got a bunch of good stuff there. We can just completely and easily pop geishas now. Those guys die in just about one hit. We're actually really close to the boss. Just fantastic. Alright, let's go have a look at the boss. Melee attacks we don't care about. We do love this grenade and we'll take extra grenades. Easy. Oh, do we care about the extra? No, that doesn't really help us. So neither of those things really help us because right now, if you looked, it was one for up here. The new implant slot was for up here and down here, but we're doing a pretty significant shotgun damage build right now, so we'd really want one on this level. Let's continue. For the Tora boss, there's actually a pretty simple way to beat it on Soldier and Hunter and Juggernaut. Engineer is a bit of a different time, but that's fine. We're going to go in, and then we're going to start backing off. We're just going to lay into it with this guy. Once this runs out of ammo, we are going to fly away. Now we're going to go over here, and we're just going to break a bunch of sea balls in a little route where he can barely hit us. And then we're going to come back. Out of ammo, and we just rinse and repeat. It's not the fastest route, but it's really, really easy to do, especially if you're a newer player and you're getting the Neuromancy for the first time, or even if you're struggling on deep dive. He's going to try to chase us down here, but he's a big slow tank. We're out of ammo again, so we can just come over here, go up, just hop across. He's going to do his 3 lasers. We really don't need to worry about that. You can just keep running. They move at just about your turn speed, so it's totally fine. And he should go down pretty quickly here. There we go. It's the Tarantula tank done. You can see that, like, I didn't really have to break a sweat there. Just floating around the map, using my guns on him. Not a big deal.
You killed a spider, you bastard.
So that was what do you call it?
Cute.
Tora. The only real enemy that you need to worry about in Tora is the sumo guys, and as I said, you just hit them with a stunning ability or you stagger them with a punch. Then you walk behind them and shoot them in the big glowing weak point. The crab guys and the geishas, same song, second chorus. Not a big deal. In Watts, we have a few different heavy enemies. I'll discuss them as we get to them, but none of them present a huge problem to us, and not to any other class either. Maybe the Hunter. So we're just going to keep doing the same thing. We do have Gripwire Reconstructor, and we have a Carl buff. Oh, that's going to be a waste on Gripwire Reconstructor. So we'll just wait until that comes back. There we go. I must have had an update happen at some point. I keep getting these frame drops. I think I'm compiling shaders. That's the last one. Alright. I can feel my damage falling off slightly. Oh, great. Getting this to full will be nice. I don't care about either of these. This is an obvious level up for me. Let's continue. Alright, so this is where we get introduced to our first set of heavies, and they're going to be mama ships. Motherships are really, really easy to fight. If you hear that binging noise, that's them spawning bombs. When they get 4 bombs, chuck a grenade at them. Each of their bombs will be marked by the grenade, and because they get marked and killed immediately by the grenade, the mothership will shower you with shields and ammo. That's how you beat motherships. You don't actually even have to kill them. They are the lowest threat enemy in the game, because they actually help you out as long as you can keep track of a pinging noise. I want to do the heavy weapon here because I'm not loving this matter converter. I don't like either of these options either, though. I think I will stick with the matter converter in this case, especially since the level up for it lowers the charge time, which is a big deal for me because that's what was throwing me off. Let's get our negative buff taken off here so we can make some more money. Let's continue. Now I believe this is where we meet our next set of heavies, who have, you'll have a little bit of a less easy time with them. So these guys, you kind of just want to keep backing away from them while shooting them and using whatever abilities you have. Now I missed the spawn on that mothership, you may have noticed, but because I kept moving, the bombs didn't really hit me. Oh, I clicked inspect. Okay, come on. Silly goose. Alright, implant. Not really helpful. Definitely not really helpful. Pretty helpful. Very good against bosses. Oh, hello.
Can you help a fellow
We
scientist
definitely love this,
Need
so
some
we
extra
don't need dash if our matter converter is doing tons of damage. I am starting to get a little concerned that my shotgun is falling off, so we'll see what happens there. I hear the guy. See that? So the reason that I swap after 2 shotgun punches, if you're looking, is that your cooldowns apply also to your punch. Your punch has a little internal cooldown, so I just get right out of there. Alright, we can take a neural boost here, which is great. It could give us straight up some shotgun damage or some elemental damage. So I'm seeing cooldown time I like. Elemental damage I like, but I really like this one over here. I don't really care about my HP, I have shields. I really love this one. That's just a lot of damage. It's hard not having dash, I tell ya. Corrupted Sea Balls, not a room I love to get Watts. I just ignore the enemies completely here because, yeah, if you can kill the things fast enough, there's not much reason to go for the enemies. It's just a destroyed Sea Balls room. This one's fine. I'm kind of liking this one just because I like the extra damage to the bosses, and actually, I don't know. This is actually a tough choice. I feel like our shotgun is starting to fall off just a little bit. And this can give you a lot of matter converter damage. Tough decision. It's a tough decision. Now, I think normally I would probably just go straight for this one, but the thing is, this is not actually a huge increase. This is a much bigger potential increase, so I think I'll go for this guy. And for now, I'm just going to put it here. If we can get extra space up here, I'll probably put it up here. These are a new type of heavy with a shield. See? Their whole thing is that they do have some decent damage, but what makes them dangerous is actually that they can shield their allies. There is a mothership spawn of bombs. Alright, that's pretty easy. Who's next? Oh, hello. Let's see. I'm going to go for the challenge room again. I still don't have Bloodshot, so this is a good choice. This doesn't help me, this doesn't help me, this helps me. Critical hits having a chance to restore ammo is actually pretty interesting, considering that this thing gives me 100% chance. Oh, the guy already spawned. I didn't see where he went. We are having an interesting time in here. I don't even know where he... Okay, there we go. Lower that shield, bud. Thank you. Alright. Easy peasy, and now we're at the danger zone. Don't have as much health as we'd like at the danger zone, but that's the way life is. Don't need anything from you. Still not getting anything there, which is really annoying. Let's just level up our max grenades, and we're at full HP, so... Actually, you could... no. So this is going to be a challenging fight just because we don't have any dashes. What we do have, though, is a huge amount of matter converter damage, which will help us a lot. And some good matter converter ammunition. Let's give them a whirl. So let's go in there quickly and do this. No dashes means that he's going to be hitting us with most of those things. So I'm going to be trying to abuse iframes wherever I can. Let's get some ammunition back. Okay, so now he is not going to be able to do much because we can just stand next to him in that phase. Ah, beautiful. This is the hardest phase. This is the hardest phase all the time. When you don't have any dashes, it's a little obscene. But it's okay, we're just going to keep on pummeling him. What you saw me do in the second phase there was stand really close to him. And the reason I stood really close to him is when you stand close to him, he'll keep doing this silly little line attack with the shield. And you just got to walk around him in a circle, and he'll never hit you while you shoot him. Second phase looks pretty scary, is pretty easy. Let's go to him.
Was spliced all over. He's very being patented, she said. It scares me what corps will do. The future was supposed to be fun. At least I heard this next place treats their employees well. You're going to
Treats their
now.
employees well. Excuse me. Oh.
I always bought from Interport, but I never knew they treated their employees so badly. I'll never shop with them.
You cannot kill those guys in one hit.
Be right back.
I was hoping we'd be able to. How sad. Continue. Interport is really going to make you feel it when you're missing a dash, excuse me. Alright. Some of those nice shields back. Oh man, we got the 3-room interport right off the start. So an interport, when rooms are done, they're not always done. Sometimes you go on to the next room. I guess let's talk a little bit about how import enemies work. So import enemies, the basic ones are almost all melee. There's these missile guys, but not as many of those spawn. The other two types of enemies are two types of loaders. I don't remember the names of them, so bear with me. But there's the red guys and the yellow guys. The way it works is that the loaders will take C-balls away from you. See? Once they take C-balls, they get more abilities. The abilities for the yellow guys are that they get some huge giant missile launching attack. The ability for the red guys is that they heal people near them. The solution in both cases is the same. You want to stun or stagger them with a melee, and then punch the C-ball in their back to break it. This will deal massive damage to them, and steal their abilities away from them so that they can't do them anymore. Alright, so we could finally upgrade this, but I think it's way better to upgrade this, especially going into some boss fights. This is just going to give us a ton of extra damage. We swap weapons pretty often in boss fights, especially if we find a better heavy weapon. I'm actually going to be looking for a heavy weapon door now to get back to rocket launcher. This is not me planning for the future. This is me saying that if I can get to rocket launcher, this would be better, but it's good now. So let's take this and chuck it right here. If we can get, again, another slot here, this gets even better for clearing enemies, because we can put it right here. Ah, let's be able to dash again. Oh, it feels good. Ooh, it feels good. Yeah, so now that we do so much damage to the light enemies, it's going to be a lot easier because you can really clear those fodders out quickly and focus on the loaders. See ya. Uh-oh. What I said earlier about having stuns for the loaders as well, if you're finding it difficult while you're playing this game to keep uptime on your stun skills, if you're playing something or if you're playing the hunter who have less stun skills than the soldier, what I recommend is picking up a shock grenade. Shock grenades inherently stun enemies. So if you pick up one of those, you can roll into Interport and just have a bunch of those ready to go at all times. In terms of enemy priority, when I'm playing this game, I tend to prioritize heavies in Interport. I don't really care too much about the fodders because they're all melee. Okay, so I don't care about tokens. We're not using skill power at all. I don't care about credits. We don't have much to buy. I don't know if my mouse just slowed down. It did not. It's weird. We're going to go here and we're going to finish out our shotgun. By finish out, I mean we have all three elements now. Tons of damage. Chuck. No, we already did enough from Chuck. This is the murder hallway. Okay. Our damage is pretty on point. Oh, with the shotgun. It won't be enough for any funny Liz shenanigans, CEO shenanigans, but it's pretty on point. Let's go through. So again, it's all the same things that I said earlier. I'm going to be looking at enemies. One thing that you might be wondering is, how do I deal with armor if I don't get toxic? Well, armor definitely is weak to toxic. I'm not going to deny that. But if you can keep your damage moving up as you play, armor is not going to stop you. And I've had runs where I've got to Interport with no armor, and it can be kind of funny. You can actually see it there. When you don't have any armor breaking, it's pretty easy to kill enemies and leave their armor up. Okay, these are both super boring, so it's a really obvious choice to just upgrade this guy, get a little bit more matter converter damage. Hopefully we end up with a shop soon. I'm kind of thinking I'd like to see a shop. Ooh, two bad guys. Let's take out you. Take out you. So if you saw that green line there, that was him healing his ally. Okay guys, calm down. Excellent. We lost a bit of HP there, but that's fine. I'm actually kind of upset I haven't picked up a bloodshot perk. On soldier, it makes you do more damage with more HP, I say. But the nice sort of flip side of not having a bloodshot perk is you can kind of guiltlessly take challenge rounds, because normally those heal you, and if you have bloodshot, taking them just means you're actively lowering your damage. Heavy weapons door. Oof, but also a shop. I'd like to take the heavy weapons door because... oh, gosh, I'm not going to take a common rocket launcher. I'll tell you right now. That's fine, though. That just is what it is. Oh, that was silly of me. What I did there was I got my grip wire connected to a C-ball, not to an enemy, and I immediately jumped to break my grip wire, but what that did was kind of put me way out of position. Alright, that is Interport down. So it's pretty easy once you know what you're doing. You're just going to want to stun those loaders, break their C-balls, and then you just kind of run train on everybody. Try to get big AoE damage wherever you can. AoE is the name of the game in any game like this. Finally, okay, so now what we're going to do is, if we were killing just doing rooms, I would put the HV chamber pressurizer here, because it's just a ton of free damage, basically, on every grip wire. But we're not doing that, so what I'm going to do is actually put the backup weapon firmware here. I'm going to grab another grenade, and I'm going to fill our HP up, because I have no reason not to do any of that. Everything else I'm pretty happy with. Let's move into the next area and fight the best boss in the game, Iskra. You can also jump off the bridge here for the goofy funny end. But we're not going to do that. Alright. Get one of these guys up, and we're just going to go right at him. Now, I didn't break a C-ball, so that's like a huge mistake on my part. But it's not really that big of a deal. We've already killed him. Break one down. We're going to take out these guys to get back some shields and ammo, break a C-ball. So by breaking that C-ball there, you can see my damage is way faster on this phase. I absolutely should have done that on the second phase. This is the same story. Where's another C-ball I can break? There's one, there's one. So that phase down. Now we get to the hard phase. Well, I think most people would say it's the hard phase. I find the first phase harder, to be honest. First phase is my least favorite phase. This, break that, and shoot. Just hop over this. Okay. So I'm actually just going to do this, shoot him some more, and he's down. We are past this round. If you saw in that first part of his fight, I don't know if you saw what I was doing, but I actually got really close to him, and the reason is because he makes these wedges that make Tesla coils come up in the first area, and if you're close to him, it takes you like no time at all to run all the way around him, so you can really quickly find safe zones, whereas if you're far away, it's going to take you a lot longer to find those safe zones. I don't know if I said that during that part of the fight. If not, sorry. Alright, Femto.
I'm a bit disappointed. I was expecting tiny
So
miniature
Femto, a
offices
lot
and
of people say it's a bit of a
employees
difficulty
when
spike
it
compared
hurt
to
the
previous areas. I don't know if it's a difficulty spike or just different gameplay. On Neuromancy, I don't really feel much of a spike. On VRO, I can definitely see it being a problem. Excuse me. So in Femto, we're going to be doing mini-boss fighting. And basically what you want to do is a lot of the same stuff you've been doing, but because it's mini-boss fighting and you're surrounded by goons, if you're having a hard time killing the mini-boss at any point, leave, farm some shields off the goons. We should be pretty okay, though. Our damage is quite nice. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to go for the heavy weapon mod first, and then I'm going to do the shell upgrade. After that, we'll see what we end up with. I really do want to find a better gun than this matter converter, or not better, a lot of people love the matter converter, let's say different. I'm not loving it. Hard bosses that we might get asked to fight right now would be the Manda Bros. Other than that, I think we'll be able to handle everything pretty easily. Okay, so we got the sumo guys. These guys are great. Basically, you're going to want to wait for them to charge you, go over to their ball, punch it towards their butt, and then fly at their back. I stood right next to some of the Femto peace officers there, so I lost literally all of those shields. Ooh, wrong one. How embarrassing. That's okay, though. Yeah, I lost all my shields because I kind of was just standing around getting shot by dudes with shotguns, which is fine. I don't know who's who. Who would have guessed you'd be the first one to die, eh? Beating the odds, buddy. Beating the odds. Okay, and now we can finish this guy off. Easy. And we actually have most of our shields still. Heavy weapon mod. See, Proxmine seems good, but it doesn't have any knockback on it, so I have this tendency of just killing myself with it. I'm actually going to stick with Matter Converter. Let's go for the shell upgrade. If we can get the Bloodshot one, that's awesome, but we will have to let enemies hurt us a little bit, which I'm not super fond of. Okay, I don't know where the best sea ball is. Oh, it's Leica anyways. Where is it? Can't get a hold of it. There we go. Leica folds pretty fast when you know his trick. Basically, Leica's whole thing is that he is the hound from the second area. All you want to do is keep him staggered, CC'd, whatever, so that he holds his shield down, and when he does that, you just shoot him in the head. Alright, so for this one, we really don't care about this one. This one looks good. It's not. Your Scrambler's never up enough. This one's fine. I actually like this one because it's just a good way to break sea balls without having to be near them. Alright, after that, we'll take the weapon mod. There's no weapon mods that are going to help us too much here. We'll take the reload speed one, but, you know, it is what it is. We're up against the Bellwether VTOL. So this one is a mothership. All the normal rules of motherships apply. Just to say they're super weak to grenades. I actually didn't even do that one correctly. Basically, with the Bellwether VTOL, when she summons her shield, you take the shield down. Once you've taken the shield down, she probably will spawn all of her grenades. You throw a grenade at her. I didn't have to because we're just killing too fast. Let's do reload speed. Fire rate's also pretty good, but let's do reload speed. And after that, we can take credits. We've not done a great job of spending our credits, but that's fine. I really didn't expect to be doing like a... Oh, where'd she go? I didn't see where she went, so now we're fighting a... Oh, well, that was lucky. This one summons clones of herself, as you can see. And all you need to do is kill them all. AoE guns are very, very helpful against her, but if you don't have AoE guns, just kind of firing indiscriminately into the crowd is also a good option. Alright, let's grab those credits. One boss left, and we get some tokens, which will help us with our next run against Chad.
Just like Mama used to
Look at that reload speed. Who are we gonna get? Oh, we got the Manda Bros, the people who I said might be a challenge. Did I get one? Nice. So all I did there with the Manda Bros is I just kind of backed away while shooting at them. I was breaking sea balls as I went so that I could activate my Marksman Override, but they went down pretty fast. We won't have full shields going to the CEO, which sucks. The CEO is a long fight, and having the more shields you can have the better, but we've lowered her health a bunch. We're going to see what we can get out of this. And Bob's your uncle. Suffice to say, we will not be one-shotting her. That's not very helpful. None of this is super helpful. I kind of like... Okay, so hear me out. I think I'm going to do... actually... I'm just trying to think what I'll be using more. I could put the HV chamber pressurizer down here, which would allow me to very easily kill fodder enemies that she spawns. Or I could put this up here, which would give me just more uptime on free attacks. I think I'd prefer to do this, just because the fodder enemies, getting them out of there is pretty important.
Each receipt and plastic.
Alright, we have a ton of grenades, not the most shields, but that's fine. We're going to run right over there with our matter converter, punch it, and then see if we can just lay into her.
Watch out! Swords are sharp, agent!
That wasn't my best move. 100% black. Whoa, 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 lady.
I'll make a showcase of this.
So with Liz, the name of the game is Be Respectful. If you respect her, it's pretty easy to avoid a lot of her damage. If you stay away from her, it's also pretty easy to reset off the fodder. We're in her second phase now, so she's just going to be a little bit less effective while she summons all these decoys that we can completely ignore. We can hang out and just break some sea balls, as you want to do.
Anything you can do, I can pat first.
Oh, where's she? Oh, there she is. So that's her going invisible again. We'll do this, dash over here, and lay into a little bit this guy.
Risk assessment didn't account for that. You could barely defend yourself.
So now she's in her third phase, where she's going to be summoning some, I don't know what you call them, turret goobers. The turrets have non-hit scan, like they are projectile weapons, which means that as long as you keep moving in a circle like this, she is not going to do a lot to you. Keep moving. Where'd she go? She's right there, so we're just going to keep moving. Come over here, and we're going to lay into her with this. Like that. Now she has her big AoE attack, which is that. You can see it does a ton of damage. Keep dashing away from her X. Here comes again, just jump over it. Let's do this. Okay, first phase done. Her second phase is obviously much harder, but totally workable. Basically, her second phase is just the exact same as the first, but with more goobers.
Like our stock price.
Okay, so the bad guy, she chooses to summon a kind of special heavy enemy during her second phase, and the one that she has chosen to give us is going to be Leica. Oh, look at that. I was shooting at the wrong one. That's awesome. Okay. How are we on ammo there? Not amazing, so let's kill some of these guys. Break this. Kill this guy. Oh, we don't want to be going that way. Where is she? She's right there. So what we'll do is this.
You can barely defend yourself.
It's okay. Oh, this is a toughie to dodge. Just kind of want to stay away and move to the side.
I'll make a showcase of this.
And it's basically just doing this like a lot. Like you're just kind of gonna want to keep moving around.
Like our stock price.
Don't let her spook you. It's like the biggest thing I can say. If you let her spook you, she's gonna win. But all of her abilities are kind of these big, huge targeted abilities, which means that to avoid them, just kind of don't be near her. You can avoid.
I can do better.
How much damage? I have 20 there. I'd like to have more. Should give me a bit more. That took a lot of damage there. That's fine. Liz, I can obviously see. Come on.
Nanomachine, son!
Nanomachine. Wow.
Anything you can do, I
Punching
can
Hatton
hack
first. So she's going to come over here and do that. That's totally fine. We're going to come over here and get these guys. Totally fine. Some damage there. Totally fine. Alright, we're at 80 now. That's where we want to be. Okay, so now we can wait for it to land. That. Ooh, great.
Whatever you do, I can do better.
Alright, let's just end it. See ya. That's a run, boys.
Sell my stock to charity.
There's 3 huge tips I can give you for Liz. I kind of said them during the fight, but it's a little bit hard to pay attention to what's going on.
Wait,
First big
that
tip,
was it?
don't be
I
near
only
her.
just got
I don't know if you
popcorn.
guys noticed
Can you
this.
kill it
I
again,
didn't
please?
kill a single
Come on.
decoy. I didn't kill a single turret. I just didn't care about them. If you stay at a distance when you're fighting Liz, she will not hit you with a single ability. Which leads me to my next point. We can handle her turrets pretty easily. We can handle her melee pretty easily. We can handle her decoys pretty easily by just not being near them or her. How do we handle her wedges, her giant AoE clear, her big X shooter thing? The way is simple. It's that you don't use your dashes unless you know she's not about to attack you. If you're far away from her and she does her 4 wedges at you, you saw it. I just walked to the right, threw in a dash every now and then. They never even came close to hitting me. Her big X, same story. Her big pound on the ground, you just jump over it. All of her abilities are big and slow moving and easy to dodge, and that's a full Neuromancy clear in less than 30 minutes. You would get the achievement for this run. So, good luck and have fun. And if this doesn't answer all your questions, I'm sure it won't. This was kind of a nice run. I didn't get all the implants I would have liked, but I got some implants that were pretty helpful. It ended up being kind of a weird one where we used matter converter mostly for bosses, but shotgun for everything else. If this wasn't as helpful as you needed it to be, feel free to ask on the Discord.